the most creative mind among the Arabs are the Iraqis. They are like the Germans out of Europe. Iraq is to the Arab world. So to destroy them, beat them down, is to preserve Israel's power in the Middle East, to facilitate a war between Iran and Iraq, the two most militarily developed in the Muslim world, is to weaken Islam militarily. These are games that the big boys are playing. Is Nigeria our brothers? Are they our brothers? Did they have an election there recently? They did have an election. A man by the name of Chief Moshood Abiola won the election. He didn't perhaps win it. He won it. The ruling military group in Nigeria suspended the results of the election so that the man who won the election couldn't take his seat as the new president in Nigeria. What did America say? Did she say, let's go and restore democracy? Lying hypocrite. What about Algeria? Muslims won in Algeria. And the ruling military, in a fair election that Muslims won, and they happen to be what America calls fundamentalists. America didn't say a word about suspending the results of that election and jailing many of the people who won. America's only interested in democracy when it suits her interests. Will you please tell me what is the national interest of Haiti? Does Haiti have oil? Gold, silver, uranium? What does Haiti have that is of national concern to America? That America has to commit troops to Haiti to restore Aristide. The CIA sent millions into Haiti. How come they couldn't buy off the people around Cedras? You mean he's so wicked? People are dying in the streets. This is terrible what they're doing. And they couldn't send millions to buy the people to revolt against that man that you gotta now send troops, Navy, spend $1 billion to unseat a man that you already spent millions to unseat and couldn't do it from within the house? Something ain't right. And guess who's the spokesman for Clinton? It's William Gray. Who is Bill Gray? Well, Bill Gray is a reverend, a preacher, a good Christian. Voted into Congress by 95% of his constituency. He was the most powerful black in Congress. Without any notification, he gives up his seat and walks out to accept a post as the head of the United Negro College Fund or something like that. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. And here's a powerful black man backs out of his powerful seat to head up the college fund. And when Clinton gets in trouble, he calls Bill Gray to be the spokesman for America's policy. Bill Gray is like a frog that has been swallowed by a serpent. So the frog is in the mouth of the serpent and you hear bleep bleep, but you know the frog is making a sound, but the serpent got him in his mouth. Bill Gray is not speaking what Bill Gray thinks. Bill Gray is an emissary of an errant policy of the United States of America. It's really sad that when white folk want to do some dirt, they always get a black man to go out front to justify the evil that they wish to do. If I were in the army, they wouldn't send me to Haiti. If I were in the Navy, they wouldn't send me to Haiti. Said, no, I'm not going in and shoot no black people for you. I'm not going to do that. But you're in the army. I don't care. I didn't join the army to shoot black people in the name of a foolish policy of a president whose popularity is sinking in the polls. Now he wants to use Haiti to prop him up. Notice who they pick on. Panama. Stealth bombers in Panama. That's where they tried them out. Grenada. Little island. Well, our American people living there were in great danger. We went in to save them. And Miss Eugenia Charles from Dominica is used to call the President of the United States in. He ain't coming to her country. She's calling him in because the man in Grenada is a threat to the region. Oh my God, man. Can't you see, brothers and sisters, this is a game. And to justify what's about to go down in Haiti, they sent a respected president, Jimmy Carter, who has learned more since he's been out of office than he knew since he's been in office. Colin Powell and Sam Nunn. And what are they doing in Haiti? They're telling Cedras and the group, please leave. If you don't leave, the troops are going to land. And we won't be responsible for the lives that will be lost. You should leave. We will guarantee you safe passage, and we'll give you a life of ease wherever you wish to live. And if Cedras says no, we'll die for what we believe. Whoa. If they come back empty-handed, America's bluff is called. And all the intimidation tactics now, they got to go in with what they say is overwhelming force. And who do you think will die? Men, women, children of Haitians, our brothers and sisters. America has already wreaked havoc on Haiti with the embargo. Women and children are dying for lack of medicine because of an embargo. In Cuba, it's the same thing. Well, if you want democracy, why don't you jump on Cuba? See, America is such a coward. You don't want to jump on Cuba because you're going to pay a heavy price. And you know when them body bags start coming back with all them poor white boys in it and poor black ones too, that ain't going to set too well politically. So you take what you think is a limited political risk. And you know what? He's doing it against the will of the American people. And if his effort ends up like Somalia, do you remember what happened in Somalia? Wasn't that wonderful? They were going in to keep our people from starving. Those old warlords over there were really raising hell, and we needed to go in and bring some peace and democracy. And the television cameras went in and the soldiers went in with the cameras, and oh boy, didn't it look like Americans were doing a great job, didn't it? Where did the warlords get the weapons? Who fed weapons to the opposition for the former leader Siad Barre? It was America. It was Russia. It was Israel. Oh man. The minute Americans start getting killed, what did America do? Oh, this is a UN operation and we're going to pull out and leave the UN, because it never was a UN operation. It was an American operation all the time. But the UN was used as a cover to give legitimacy to what the political and economic and military aims of the US government were. And now the last UN troops are coming out because the boys over there not playing, and they killing UN soldiers, American soldiers. And did you remember what happened in Lebanon? When those brothers over there were ready to die, they got in a truck filled with dynamite and drove it into a bunker place where the American soldiers were. Over 100 and some odd Americans were killed, many of them black. After that, did America leave? Huh? 270. Well, what do you think will happen in Haiti if the Haitian people don't like what America wants to do and impose on them? What do you think the Haitians would do, or the Americans would do, if the Haitians in the countryside, or they go up in the mountains and they come down fighting with their makeshift weapons? They kill. That's not a wise policy for America. In my judgment, America is acting very cowardly, and a great superpower acting like a little sissy. And Clinton comes on television with this act like he's mad and mean. This is your final chance. This may be the final days of Mr. Clinton in office. Nope. Brothers and sisters, black people are getting tired of being used. And those of us who are waking up refuse to have our children used like this. May Allah bless our Haitian brothers and sisters. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. I would hate to see the slaughter